Hi everyone, how you doing? Making another video today, and I thought I'd make a video about my journey of becoming a little bit better on camera. I say a little bit better because I still have a long way to go to become like the person I want to be, comfortable making small jokes here or there, being able to interview people well, and things like that. But when I started trying to make videos for YouTube, for this channel specifically, that was probably about 3 months ago. And what I did is I just filmed lots of short videos. I knew they were going to be terrible. I knew I was never going to post them. I didn't worry about anything. I didn't worry about the lighting. I mean, my lighting's bad now, so I need to improve that. But I didn't really worry about my appearance at all. I was just focused on really basic things like not trying to say a lot of ums, trying to look at the camera as best as I can. Like right now, I have a camera that's set a little bit above my desktop monitor, so I'm not looking directly in it. If I had a different type of camera setup, that would be helpful. So sometimes it's the equipment, it's not just you. Um, and well, there's an there's an and, all those filler words. Like I said, I still have a long way to go, but I was able to use just any really basic equipment. I had a Chromebook that was terrible. The camera's terrible. It's really cheap. It was $200 new like 4 or 5 years ago, and didn't worry about anything. Didn't worry about the recording software I was using or editing or anything like that. So I probably made 20 or 30 videos that were never going to be published. I maybe watched them once or twice, just took a couple notes and then tried to improve. And then when I started actually making videos for my channel, what I did was I didn't worry about the software, like the background or anything like that. And I actually pulled myself out of the videos so I was not on camera at the beginning. So that way I didn't have to worry about making sure I was making certain types of eye contact or worrying about what people thought of my mannerisms and how I looked and things like that. And so I think I made 20 videos of me just behind the camera where I was doing a screen sharing using a software called Zoom. And that was definitely helpful. Zoom made it really easy to record and upload. It's used by a lot of people for business use to, avoid meetings like, the manager makes a video, sends it to 10 or 20 people so that they can just watch it on their own time. Or recording short videos to send in an email if you're like working in sales and you want to send out a lot of outreach through email. And so it's not the most ideal software to use, but it was really easy to make lots of videos. It was free at first. You could make 25 videos of up to 5 minutes long, and the software automatically saves them and keeps them on the computer. And if you want to delete older ones, you could make hundreds of videos for free. You just need to make 20 videos and then delete some of them, so you don't get past the 25 video threshold. But you could make hundreds of them as long as you're willing to delete them, and they'll save them on the software that you can access anywhere in the world. And if you want to keep them, you can potentially download them and then put them on your hard drive or upload them to YouTube and then download them from YouTube later on. So there's definitely ways to get around it and do all this for free, at least for practice. Um, and then the next step was to be on camera. And that was a really big step for me. I not only was a little bit hesitant to do it because I don't want to look like an idiot and have it on the internet forever for people to watch. Obviously, you can delete it, but temporarily it would be up there. So I was a little bit nervous about that for multiple reasons. I guess being judged, as well as the fact that when you do put something on the internet, it does get around. People who know you could see it, and maybe you're afraid they're gonna, tell other people that you're making these weird videos on the internet or something like that. I guess luckily for me, they're pretty straightforward. I'm not being super creative or going out on a limb to make any videos or talk about things that aren't in a certain, I guess, in the normal public conversation. But if you are doing a niche channel that's a little bit weird, you'd probably have that extra layer of hesitation to post the videos. And so that was a little bit tough, but I ended up making a short video that I put on the homepage of my YouTube channel. And so that was really simple and easy. I think it was like 45 seconds long or somewhere in that range. So I was able to make maybe 5 versions of it, and then I just picked the best one. My appearance was not perfect by any means. I think I took my glasses off because I was worried about the reflection, and I just decided I don't care about the reflection anymore. There's ways you can change that with lighting, but I'm not worrying about it too much. And I mentioned in my journey videos that the room I'm recording in is not going to be my long-term recording place. It's actually going to be my son's room when he's born in like 4 or 5 months. But so there's nothing in here. There's an echo. The lighting's weird. I have like a couple of lamps in weird spots and like an overhead light that kind of creates this weird light. There's not really light in front of me except for my computer monitor, which I have dimmed kind of low, so the reflection on my glasses is not horrific. So I am kind of worried about the reflection looking too crazy, so I just put the light down a tiny bit, but beyond that, I'm not obsessing over it. And yeah, so that's basically where I'm at, pretty much at right now. I also have done a few other on camera videos, including a long form interview I did with a friend who has a YouTube channel. And so that's a component of my own channel going forward, is interviewing YouTubers and asking them about their journey of starting and growing their channels. And I've reached out to some other people, and I think I'm going to be able to do some more of those videos over the next few months. But that's going to put me on camera in a way where I'm going to be interacting with someone else, where if I don't do a good job, but they do, then it creates a situation where it's like I can't just throw out the content and ask them to do a good job over and over and over again. I need to be a little bit more on point from the beginning on the first or maybe second take of things. The advantage is if I'm interviewing them, I'm not going to be talking probably as much as they are if I'm doing a good job in the interview. As people say, you have one mouth and two ears, so listen twice as much as you talk, that sort of thing. And out of respect for them and the audience, I think they don't want to listen to me just ramble on for 2 or 3 hours. They want to actually listen to the guests. So I can ask a question and then listen, and it's not as much on me as it is on them to produce exciting content. But of course, a conversational interview is going to be a lot better than me just asking a one sentence question as I'm reading from my notes and then listening and then instantly jumping to the next question that I have lined up. That tends to not be as good. You can have a couple questions lined up, but it's probably better to play off them and add your own opinions here or there, type of thing. So there's a bit more pressure on me at that point. So I'm still adapting to that. I think that it was good I did an interview with someone who had previously known a friend who I had actually been roommates with in the past. And so we have a close relationship and we know each other a bit. And I know the things he's working on and his history, and actually helped him start the podcast. So I knew a lot about what he was doing, which made it easy to have a conversation because, one, we could have just talked for a couple of hours about random things and it would have been fun for us and maybe a little entertaining for the audience. And we also, I was able to, like I said, kind of have background on the things he's working on, so ask better follow-up questions and not be nervous about it, because it wasn't like I just tried to study his channel for a few minutes before I did the interview and then try to remember those things, which I think for future interviews could be a little bit more of a problem for me. And I might be a little more nervous as I'm sort of darting my eyes down in my head to look at my notes on my computer or the phone that I have with me or something along those lines. So, but I feel a hell of a lot better than I did 3 months ago. And using the 80/20 principle, I upgraded the basic setup of my computer with equipment and software, and I did the necessary practice with a purpose and a system to it that I think is replicatable for anyone. And some people will be instantly better on camera than I am right now, and some people might struggle a bit for longer than I have, but I think I'm in a pretty good place. I'm probably more than halfway to where I want to get to, especially as an interviewer. I think that's the biggest obstacle for me because I can make videos all day long. Like I could make 1,000 versions of this one video and do tons of editing and cut, every 10 or 20 seconds and probably produce a video that seems pretty good where I have good body language and good delivery and things like that. But the question is can I do a 30-minute or 60-minute interview with minimal to no cuts and have it be good? That's for me in 2 or 3 years, that would be my goal, is to not be as good as necessarily like the top podcasters and video people in the world, like a Joe Rogan or something like that, who is funny naturally and has been on television and things like that. I mean, to think I'm ever going to be that good would be pretty unrealistic. I mean, maybe there's certain aspects I could be about as good as some of the top people, but my goal is to not be the best in the world at it. My goal is to be very good at it, like the best version of myself at it, which I think I have pretty good potential for that. So I just want to continue practicing, and again, practicing with a purpose and reflecting on my videos, looking for ways that I can improve in small ways, um, and maybe change my equipment that I'm using. Like I said, the camera, the way I have this external camera up there, I'm kind of looking at the screen, but it seems like I'm looking down. Whereas if I was using a laptop with a built in camera or a phone, then I could be looking at the screen in the same way as I am now, but it would seem like I'm making better eye contact with the audience when I do it. So that's just a technical thing that I can fix over time. And then making sure I take out as many likes and ums and things like that as possible. And yeah, that's about it for where I'm at. Maybe in a few months or a year, I'll do another follow up kind of reflection of my own progress, and then hopefully other people can learn from that, especially because I am trying to take a systematic approach that can be copied and replicated by other people. And considering I was so terrible on camera just 3 or 4 months ago, I mean, like horrible on camera, like pretty much no one could have been worse at how awkward I was at delivering things and making eye contact and things like that, that really anyone could improve to the level I'm at right now, for sure, if not better. So I think I started so far below average that I'm excited about where I am right now, but realized I have a long ways to go and improve. So if you have any questions for me or I can help you out with things, then comment below and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Otherwise, if you could like and subscribe, that would be great. It helps me out a little bit. But yeah, have a great day.